best way to combine these guys is to start off in vehicle mode. And I gotta say, all this weapon storage is a little nice. I don't think it looks too bad. It looks a little bit better without it. Gotta say, in vehicle mode, you do notice a little bit with the paint that if these windows were all black instead of like this glossy ass blue, makes them look like a cheap little $5 Legends toy. I think it could have went a long way. Yeah, man, I'm digging this new Boxy Prime. If it had a little more paint apps, longer smokestacks, this would be a perfect Prime. Still like this one, but like I said, the angles are a little weird, but uh, this old Prowl, I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it real old school, but this weird bubbly ass looking top of the car just never looked quite right. This thing looks beastly, man. I'm digging the look of this Prowl. Definitely a lot more. Just need some of them paint apps, man. Some of them black paint. Come on. Man, this new Sunstreaker looks good, but you could definitely tell that the plastic on this thing is a little bit cheaper compared to this one. I love this one. Like I said, a little bit of black would have went a long way. Uh, Big ass engine is tight, but comes right the fuck off. Man, dude, this new Mirage is fly. You stick some chrome on that thing, looks straight from the 80s. I'm digging this one definitely a lot more. Some of y'all might not be too keen on this truck, but man, these colors, they just scream Ironhide. This yellow paint stripe, but man, this thing, I don't know what the fuck this is. Look at all this. This thing is a fucking mess. Autobots transform and unite. Autobots, it's time to pwn some cons. God damn, this guy's cool, man. You just might be wondering the configuration I got here. I know this is not even the right Prime. You're supposed to have the Battle Core Optimus Prime. It's the same Prime, but just a white deco. I don't know if it's some comic thing, but the instruction says you're supposed to have Sunstreaker, Mirage, Prowl, Ironhide, but I like it this way because the way I see it is Prowl is his right-hand man. Sunstreaker, I've always seen him as left-handed, so he needs to be the left hand to better operate it. Ironhide, he's got 2 left feet, so he's the left foot. And Mirage is always right, so he's a right foot. But goddamn, I am just in awe. I'd like to do a little size comparison. This is him compared to the notorious B.I.G. Not so big now. Fuck, these guys look good. Just, oh my god, look at them. I don't want to brag, but I got a pretty damn good frame here. They're all standing side by side. All these other friggin' reviewers, like, they have one guy in front of another guy and one guy, they're all smushed together and they're not all standing exactly perfectly side by side. And nah, man, we can compare the fuck out of these guys. I fucking love them. Whoa! Would you get a load of that head sculpt? Oh my god, look at this thing is a work of beauty. Can move a hell of a lot. It's so gorgeous. Look at that profile on that thing. Freaking awesome silvery paint. Really nice silvery paint on this mouth guard. This thing just looks badass. I would not fuck with this guy. And this chest, we all know that it opens up and it's supposed to have a little Rodimus figure going there. I think it looks good on the box art, but just the way that it's executed, the way it looks in there with the little triangular plate, it just could look better, so I didn't even bother with it. I think it looks good like this. Really cool looking Optimus chest thing. Pretty gangster. Yeah, it takes some doing, but you can get him to combine the Optimus Prime weapons and hold them in both hands. It looks kind of cool. He can do it, but in the end, this little ass, I don't know, it just looks minuscule in this big hulking robot's hands. You would think that this guy doesn't need no fucking gun. He could just smash some shit up. Damn, dude, this dude is so posable for such a big, hulking, massive bot. Look at him. I mean, some of these ratchet joints could be a little tighter, but if dude could get in poses like this, I don't give a fuck. One thing that just boggles my mind about this figure, people do this on the Motormaster. This is the same mold for the Menasor Combiner. They take these legs here, they're tabbed in at an angle. They extend the legs. They're like, ugh, I don't like how far apart his legs are. I think this is more G1 accurate. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. This thing looks stupid. He has like these big ass ballerina legs. That's not fucking cool. And when you do that shit, it's tabbed in right here, so this swivel is loose. This is a swivel. This is not a ratchet joint, so it's gonna be harder to fucking pose him, harder to stand up when he has just a loose swivel. And I know these tabs they don't tab in the greatest, but they work. They work good enough. I know, man, this is one thing that bothers me about it. This Ironhide, when you try and rotate it, this wheel, this whole front end section bumps against this foot. There's no way to get rid of this foot. It bumps against this foot, and then it pops out of the combiner thing. That's a minor complaint, but because I don't rotate this like all the time, and when you do, you can usually get it to do it, but I don't know. I don't know why people want their proportion. Like, this guy is not a fucking human. He doesn't need human proportions. Like, he's a big-ass monstrosity. I think his legs are fine like that. I think he looks good. Since we're in this whole pelvic region, I just want to mention that the fact that I know you gotta flip this up a little bit, but this guy has a waist swivel. It's pretty fucking cool. I mean, like, sometimes you're lucky to get a waist swivel in a normal figure, let alone a big-ass combiner with so many components. Like, this is great. I love the way that they designed these combiners with this Voyager component linking them all together, because we would not be able to have this thing. One of my main nagging issues is this Sunstreaker arm. I guess if you don't want to deal with it, you can make him a leg, but you see these black tabs, sometimes they get in the way when you're trying to pose them. Like, see, like, this just catches on to it, but you see they're on a swivel. Like, you can move them, and you can get full rotation out of this arm, but sometimes it just takes a little doing, you know. And sometimes, dude, it's a little annoying. These feet come out of here a little bit too easy sometimes when you pose them. There is no ankle rocker articulation. There's a third-party set for it, but I don't think I'm gonna get it, because like, you could just pop these right back on, and you can do some poses by like angling these this ankle here, and you can just angle the foot to get some poses in, and it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, there's not really much more I could say about this guy. He's big, hulking bruiser. I freaking love him. I think this color scheme works fucking awesomely together. I was so surprised by this guy. And I don't know, if there's any naysayers, all I gotta say is that if this guy was in G1, you would be sucking its dick, so just shut your fucking face.